So today I just want to go over some labels that you might see out there on the internet. You'll see stuff like, are you alpha? Are you beta? Are you sigma? Are you stoic? And these different personalities and the labels that you get from other people and the labels that you put on yourself when you watch these videos and they talk about the different personality traits. And I basically just want to say, if you want to give yourself a label, give it chameleon, because these specific labels, if you just put that on yourself and say, this is what I am, that's nonsense. It's just mainly a sales tactic for somebody online to get some views and say, okay, this is what label I'm going to put on this type of behavior. And yeah, when you go into life and you're in different situations, every situation is needing a different personality trait. So if you're experienced at a job and you've got some seniority, you should be alpha. You should be alpha in that. Or if you're the husband of the house, you should be alpha. But let's say that you're a new employee and you've never done this job before, you better be beta or sigma. So everything is different. You can't just hold yourself to one. So basically, if you got a new job and you're going in there alpha, all puffed up and being like, oh, I'm going to do this job and you guys are stupid. Yeah, you're going to get laughed at and you're going to look stupid and you're probably going to get a poor review at the end of the year by your boss. But if you going in there to observe and learn, or to be sort of just on the sidelines watching until you kind of get your feet wet and start to get some experience, yeah, you're just going to look stupid if you go in all alpha. But I'm an alpha, so I have to act like this. No, you don't do that in real life. So don't hold yourself to a label. It's just internet videos looking for clicks, and they try to help as far as getting people to understand how to deal with certain personality traits, but to just hold yourself to one is not good. And also, like, if you're going to label yourself as far as a relationship goes, if you're anxiously attached, or if you're somewhat securely attached, or you're whatever the heck those other labels are, it's good to use these as talking points, but it's not something that you want to hold on to, because you might be showing off some kind of a anxiously attached personality at the time, because guess what? Your partner's being a complete jerk, and they're making you anxious because of the way that they're acting. They're very let's say that they're acting sigma, so they're not really showing any emotion. They're just stoic, and then they're going to just automatically raise up, like, you actually care about the relationship, so you're automatically going to raise up your anxiety. So you're going to say, oh, I'm an anxiously attached person. No, you're just anxious because of the behavior of the other person. And each one of these traits has got negatives and positives. So you don't want to just hang on to it. You want to be chameleon. Let's go with that label. Be a chameleon. You got to adapt to the situation, to the time, to the place that you are in at the time. At work, you're going to have a different personality than when you're at home, and you're going to treat your children different than you treat your wife. It's just, you gotta be adaptable to the situation. And when you're in real life, you're automatically doing that. You're not thinking about it. But these videos out there make you think that you got to be. You don't have to be, but they're like, oh, this person's stoic, so he's going to not react in a certain situation. He's going to be calm, and yeah, there's times where you should not be stoic, where you need to speak up, or you need to stand up for yourself, or you need to say, hey, I don't like this. We're not doing that. Especially as a man, you need to be able to do that. You can't just be stoic all the time. Sometimes you need to get in somebody's face and say, this is not going to happen. We are going to change. Yeah, I mean, I've been there. I've been stoic. I've been beta. I've been alpha. I've been sigma. I've been them all. You got to be chameleon. You got to adapt. So don't hold on to these labels. Another one is your love language. I mean, don't hold on to that as something that you're going to be all the time. So, let's say at the moment you might need more physical touch because your partner doesn't give you any. So, therefore, you're just going to think, oh, well, I'm touch is my love language. Well, that's just only because you're not getting it. It doesn't mean it's your love language. It just means you're not getting enough. So, the one thing that, looking at these love languages and labeling yourself something in that way helps is it just gets you talking with your partner. That's a good thing. Communicating with your partner and actually talking about what your needs and wants are is good. But don't just hold yourself to that label, and don't hold your partner to that label all the time because, well, it could change. And it may just be at that moment they need more gifts, or they need more touch, or they need more emotional reinforcement, compliments, or they need them all. Quite frankly, I think you need them all. And when one of them gets out of balance, you might put that label like, oh, I'm this love language because I need this. But quite honestly, you need it all. And if somebody gets out of balance, then they're going to need more of that at the time because they're just not getting it. Anyway, it's really the main thing I want to talk about. Just labels. Don't hold yourself to a label. Be chameleon. If you're going to label yourself something, say, I'm chameleon. I can be what I need to be in whatever situation I am, and that's what I am. I'm chameleon, baby. Anyway, hope I don't look too cringe and stupid, but I don't care. Oh, that's another thing about life. When you're going into situations and you're holding yourself back because you worry about what other person is going to think about you or what other people are thinking about you. I see this in my kids a lot. I remember being this way when I was a kid, just constantly thinking about like, oh, I don't want to do this because I'll look stupid in front of everybody. And then you learn when you grow up that people don't really care. Like, especially when you become an adult and people are doing their own thing. Maybe in school you might need to be a little more careful, but in real life, once you get out in the real world, people just don't care. They're busy doing their own thing, at least in America. They're busy being independent, doing their own thing, and you just do your own thing. Just stop caring what other people think, and that also ties in with labels. So you don't want people looking at you and labeling you something. So you act like a specific way just so people will label you that thing that you want to be. But, dude, be a chameleon. Change. Stop caring what people think about you. The only person you really need to care about is your spouse and what they think about you. And then maybe kids, but kids will sometimes think about you in a negative way without any little legitimate reason, just the way it is. Anyhow. So your spouse, you do need to care about how they think about you, and listen to them. Listen to what it is that they need from you. Don't just take a label and run with it and say, well, I'm this way. That's why I treat you like this. No. Let's say you're in a relationship and the other person comes to you with a need, and your first reaction is, do I feel like doing that? Is that something I want to do? Yeah, that is a wrong approach. So you're in an intimate relationship with somebody. The first thing you should be asking is, oh, is this something I can do for my spouse because I love them? I want them to have this need met by me if they come to me with a need. It gets kind of ridiculous. I heard this one story where a guy was talking about how his wife came to him with a child and she said, I need a break. You need to take our child and watch him because I need a break. And his reaction to that was, a baby needs his mother. It's like, come on. Seriously. You don't do that. You have your spouse coming to you with the legitimate need, and you see their stress and their anxiety and the pressure they're under. You don't go, but this. You go, okay, if I can help, let me help. That's what you should be doing. I mean, I guess there are people out there that could abuse that and try to take advantage of you. You just need to have some discernment in those areas and see where that may be happening. But don't make that your automatic assumption that This person is coming to me for this need because they're just trying to use me. They're just wanting to use me. Don't view your spouse that way when you go into a relationship, or you go demonizing your spouse all the time, putting a label on them. That reminds me of another label that's used a lot that's really abused, and that's narcissist. Like, this person is a narcissist because all they ever do is want their way, and yada yada. I mean, it might be true, but it's probably not. Most likely, probably not a narcissist. Probably just acting in that way, given the circumstances. Not because they're trying to manipulate you or use something against you. Now, I'm not saying somebody won't. There's a little bit of narcissist personality in everybody, from what I can understand when I was reading all the symptoms. Anyhow, yeah, don't be labeling your spouse a narcissist because they come to you with some needs, and it just might overburden you for a little bit, or it might be something that you have to take on that you really don't want to. I mean, you can't be sitting there thinking to yourself that, is this something I want to do? Is this something that I shouldn't be doing because I'm a man? Or you need to be looking at this as, is this something I can do for my spouse because I love them? They're coming to me for something. Anyhow, avoid the labels, be a chameleon, adapt, adjust. Don't be stupid. Don't be arrogant. Don't hold on to these specific labels and say, this is what I am, so I'm going to treat you this way, and then completely destroy the other person because they need you to be something else at that specific moment, or at least with them. Anyway, a little bit passionate about that, so don't be a label.